Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I'm your host, Axler. Twinblade is my in-game name. I go by let me try this again. On YouTube and Twitch, I go by nfoGuides or informational guides. And a lot of people know me by the tools that I make, Barons Toolbox. So, I just want to say thank you all for stopping in. I'm sure we'll get a crowd here. But if you happen to watch this video after it's been live streamed, I much appreciate it if you drop a comment below, like and subscribe to the video, and let me know your thoughts. And give me a second here. I'm going to basically go advertise a little bit. I specifically want to send... Hey, how you doing, Ankh? I'm just advertising my stream here a little bit. Hey, Ime Wanty's in the house. One second here. Okay. And let me jump over to my Discord server. And okay, that alert went out. Perfect. And yeah, good enough for now. All right, how's everybody doing? Let's see. What have I been up to? Well, the reason I haven't streamed in a while is unfortunately, I had a real-life issue that was causing me unable to really be at a computer. Basically, old man problems. I have a crown in, and that crown's been there for a couple of years. Well, it honestly felt like the tooth broke underneath the crown. And I've been in extreme headaches for this past weekend, and I wasn't able to really look much at computer screens or code, just on a lot of painkillers until I could get in to see the dentist. So that's the fun stuff I've been up to. Finally got the pain under control yesterday, and was on stream with Infidel 1258. And so I hope you guys had a chance to watch that stream of his. Basically, I reached out to 1258 to talk about the proposal aspect. And he and I really have never crossed paths before. So when I reached out, we did a personal one-on-one stream where we just kind of got to know each other a little bit about the proposal that I was trying to present to a larger community, trying to find if it's got enough support to be something we should try to proceed with, or I should try to proceed with. So that's where the stream came about, and I think it was pretty obvious from the stream that him and I have a lot we can talk about, and so I'm sure we'll do a few more streams together going forward. But no, really enjoyable. And that was, like I said, his path and my path really have never really crossed. So it was fun getting to know more about him getting to know more about me. And good evening to you as well, New Age, as well as the People's Guild. How are you guys doing? I was just kind of going over where I've been and what I've been up to. You guys have probably seen the Infidel 1258 stream that I was on. The reason I wasn't streaming all weekend is I had you caught the Snoop Doggy Dogg title. Perfect. That's what I was going for. No, I had a dental problem. I believe I fractured a tooth underneath a crown that's a couple of years old, and it was giving me massive headaches all weekend since Friday. Couldn't get in to see a dentist. So that's why I haven't been streaming. Finally got in on Monday, got some medication to help calm it down enough until I can get it fully repaired or fixed or whatever needs to happen. The best part is, no, well, very, very mild headaches compared to where I was. So that's what I was up to and why I haven't been streaming. Yep. Yeah, when I reached out to Infidel, it was mostly about the last 20 minutes of his live stream, but I also briefly just showed him the land management on our 1-in-1 stream, and he obviously liked it and had more questions about it, and so he wanted to talk about that at the beginning of the stream. And so we talked about that and then got into the proposal. I am sure we will be doing more streams in the future. Let's see here. So, what I have done, let me go over here to Discord. And I'll probably mention this a couple of times as the names and people jump around. Okay. So over here in Discord, on Splinterlands, if you go down to the DAO discussion thread, and then you go draft proposal thread here, I have put in the draft proposal that I've read here on screen. I've added some verbiage to it. This is a big picture. If you really zoom in, you can read it. If you zoom in, it should be clear enough to read. I'm not going to force everybody to go through that right now. What I just was going to say is here's a Word document version of it. So if you have Word or Google Docs, you can download it here. And this is the video clip with 12. And the conversation about the proposal starts around minute 58. Really what I'm looking for, if you like the idea or don't, I ask that you kind of come over here and give it a green check or a red X, and go from there. So let me copy this message link and I will paste it in here to chat. So yeah, I'm just looking for getting support for it and all that fun stuff, and more than happy to talk more about it. But I know some of you that are here right now have already heard quite a bit. This write-up is a little bit more refined than my other write-up, and so I will keep updating it as I kind of go through this process. But I feel I haven't really ran into anybody with huge roadblocks yet. I am having some discussions with people here. Okay, Gank is... I was talking to Elastios earlier. I'm not sure Gank is replying to anything about... No, he's referring to this conversation up here. Okay. So in the DAO discussion, there are some comments here from Elastios that I tried to answer. And it looks like he has since replied to me as well. So I got to catch up on those. And I'll be trying to keep pace with that as well. So that's one of the things I've been up to. What I've been noticing, excuse me, is I was noticing a lot of other people starting to talk about bringing forth soulbound unlocking proposals again, and I've been wanting to just at least get this idea in front of people because I feel one, it shoots down the middle, it's fair, it's equal, and the other ideas I hear people throwing out there, a lot of them, in my opinion, have so much complexity to do something what should be very simple. And so I feel my concept is a simple concept, and I just wanted to get it out there in front of people before there's too much talk on these other proposals and something gets thrown through without this idea of mine ever being looked at. Hey, Skyer, how you doing? Not much. I'm doing pretty good. Um, yeah, just kind of getting ready to go over a few things. Of course, I got my daily focus to claim here in a bit. Um, and I was just kind of going briefly touch on some of the land stuff that has jumped out recently. Let me open up the newest one. And okay. You're all adults here, so I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. The biggest thing, nothing really caught me off guard with this whole thing about resource production and, what plots could make what type of buildings. The one question I have is, okay, we know grain can be built on these plots, but can I build grain on a swamp? It doesn't say if I can or can't. And so if we can't, well, what about the magical plots? So when we're looking at land here, I have this tool if you haven't noticed it before. It's called Barons Toolbox, and if you come in here, type in your IGN and hit land lookup, it shows some cool stuff. So if we come in here, you can see I have a common swamp, but with death magic. Okay, and so what this isn't really telling me is if I have death magic, I can build a soul extractor, but I have a swamp. So can I do wood or a soul extractor, or am I locked into just doing soul extractor? Very true. We're not adults here. We're just kids that grew old. Hey, don't call me old. You're only as old as you think you are. As Imewanti, as far as the drop luck rate has changed again, do you feel it's changed for the better or worse for you? My last EOS was really good, but I'm in diamond. So I'm curious, in your silver and gold, do you think it's dropped or gone up or down? Yes, I agree. This is what I was going to point out, New Age. In here, the other big thing I want to point out is exactly what you just said, is storage buildings basically don't get any bonuses from common or rarity of land. So that means if you're going to do storage, there is no reason to put them on anything other than a common. And that is the one exciting thing I saw is, okay, so if you're doing storage building or these advanced buildings, you might as well put those on your common plots, which I happen to have a lot of. So I see this was hands down a obvious and good idea of Yavamats, in my opinion, to give more utility to the common lands. Because those are huge things that people are going to need, and that's the most populous lands out there. And being able to use those without penalty for some of these buildings is going to be top notch. So I really want to draw attention to that aspect. Black Torch, how you doing? And Ime, you're saying that EOS rewards have gotten really bad for you over the last several months. Okay. My last season and the one before that in Diamond Wild seems to have been better than I normally get. And so for me in Wild, the rewards seem better. Now, it also coincides with land coming out, and there's a lot of people in wild who've moved their decks and everything onto lands, so I don't think there's as many people that I'm fighting for rewards against. So that could be part of it. I don't know. Um, but yeah, my rewards were really good the last month. And you went to buy some commons in your lonely plots outside my main region, and the floor went up. Yes. People that read into this and saw what you did and I did knew again. That was the biggest piece of news out of this whole thing that I want to make sure people realized is yes, buildings are buildings. On the low level stuff, you're going to get rarity bonuses. So you're going on like grain, wood, stone. So all these, we should get the rarity of the land bonus. So if it's rare, epic, or legendary, you're going to get that bonus. But once you get down to resource refinement buildings, all of these, I believe you get no, yeah, the rarity of the plot will not affect the rate of production. So all of these buildings can go on common land. Don't, if, now obviously if all you have are common lands, do whatever. But if you are sitting on 3 epics and 1 common, do not put one of these buildings on your epic. You're hurting yourself. And so I really like that. Everything else, nothing really jumped out at me here except for the maintenance of buildings will require the same amount of, a percentage of the same resources that went into construct the building. I'm a little bit leery of the maintenance aspect. And I don't take this as a naysayer. My biggest concern with the maintenance is we haven't seen the numbers yet. And because we can't see the numbers, my concern starts to become, are there so many different levels of fees that it will be impossible to, in a sense, profit? I'm not talking about scraping profits from the game. I'm talking about you're playing for the long game. If you're not a castle or keep owner, are we paying more in fees and maintenance costs than we can produce? So this is where my concern starts to come in, is with this maintenance aspect. And again, I know they will talk more about this. This piece, you know, I'm not saying it makes me nervous. I'm not saying, I'm just, I'm openly verbalizing the question in my mind is, are there so many fees on so many different levels that if I don't have a castle or a keep, I'm just going to be like spinning my tires a year from now and still be at a flat 0 profit? Again, I don't expect to make millions. I expect to have to put effort into it to be able to earn anything out of it. And I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to put in the time, costs, you name it. But because we can't see those numbers yet, it's just making me nervous. And I know he'll get to numbers as it gets closer. So I'm just going to, hold my breath on that aspect. Because when I build that building, let's say it requires some mithril. Well, I can't produce mithril, let's say. So that means the ongoing maintenance is going to be something I always have to purchase. That's where I get kind of scared, is it's like, I understand if I want to do the initial build of the building, I need to go out and buy, let's say 100,000 lumber and 50 mithril. And I get that, and I have no issue with that. But then if I have to have a constant mithril resource maintenance fee on that building, that could really drain my pockets. And so I'm just a little nervous there. Maintenance seems to onerous, particularly if they take the route / cost of guild buildings. Yes, and that's what I'm expecting them to do, to be completely honest. Realistically, on guild buildings, that's intended for 30 people to be leveling up those buildings. I don't think they'll take those numbers and divide by 30. I could see those taking those building values that you see on guild buildings. I honestly expect... I still expect it'll be about half the current value of what it costs to upgrade guild buildings. They want this thing to be a long-term play. So if they make it too cheap, people will just come in, max everything out, and walk on. So they're going to be expensive. I don't think they'll be as expensive as the guild buildings, but I don't expect them to take the guild building price and divide by 30 players, because you'll be the only one with this land plot. We'll see. I expect a level 10 building to cost the equivalent of 500,000 DEC for just getting level 10. That's what I'm expecting. I hope I'm wrong, because I can't really afford that, but hey, virus is in the house. It also gives your non-food resource a continuous value. It does, but if I'm producing wood, but I need mithril to constantly feed my building maintenance, this is where it scares me, because I might be working my tail off on 17 common plots with wood and not be able to sell my wood for enough money to purchase the little 10% mithril feed I need for my epic building, let's say, my epic mill or something like that. So again, the nervousness comes from not being able to see those numbers yet. And obviously, we know Yaba Matt's working on that, and I know he's looking at that stuff too. So I just got to hold my breath and not worry about it too much until we start seeing numbers. I also wonder if DEC staked will still be a thing, replaced. I don't understand the last part of that comment there, New Again. Do you mean DEC staked in guild buildings? That will definitely be a part. The Phase 1 Pretoria thing mentioned that. Let's see if I can go find that one. This was Phase 2. And yeah, let me bring that up. So we know from the graphic. Let me open it where I can zoom in. Okay, the graphic. We know this. Providing guild power will earn you mana crystals. So because we know we're going to get mana crystals, if you're talking about the staked DEC, which became guild power in guilds, that is still definitely going to be a thing, because it will earn us mana crystals. I'm actually very pleased to see that they took into account guilds and what they've donated. So if we jump over here to my guild, you can see here, I've donated 353,000 DEC or whatever to my guild. And so compared to my own guild mates, I should get a decent amount of mana crystals. However, they did say, or Yavamat did say, this is compared to everybody who's ever donated to a guild building across all guilds. And that's where I kind of feel like that's a bummer, because again, the original guilds that are at the Immortal Gods, you know, they've had max level buildings for years. Okay, so Virus, what this document said. Let me find it. It's here somewhere. I'll find. Okay, maintenance. Okay, right here. The maintenance cost for the first month will be part of the construction costs. Costs with a S. So maintenance will begin the second month prior to building maintenance. The upgrade. Okay, right here. It is planned that the maintenance cost for the building will be proportional to how productive it is in that month. Where did it say the cost for each building? Right here. First, second sentence. The maintenance cost will be a small percentage of the same resource required to upgrade the building. So if I upgrade a building and it costs me 100,000 wood and 50 mithril to do the upgrade, that means every maintenance cycle I need to pay a maintenance fee of wood and mithril. And so this is where I'm looking at it as like, okay, well, I got tons of wood, but that mithril cost me an arm and a leg. Will I be able to make a profit, per se, to purchase enough mithril? Because mithril, I'll assume, is going to be worth a lot more than just wood. So even though I'm producing what I feel is a lot of wood, if I sell all that wood I make, and let's say I get 50,000 DEC, but the mithril I need is 100,000 DEC. This is where I'm concerned about the maintenance fee. You're saying that unless you have the maintenance costs, all resources besides grain lose value once everything is built. True. Grain will always be there, and the maintenance costs will always have a drain. Or let me rephrase this. People will always need the resources to be burned as maintenance as well. And it just depends on which buildings are going to burn which resources at which levels. And yes, grain will, I think, always maintain its value a lot better. But I don't know. This is where all the resources will be tied to a DEC value. And until we start to see what the pricing the marketeers, put on said resources, it's hard for us to tell what's going to maintain the most value. If there's only one guy in all of Region 23 producing mithril, I bet that stuff is expensive. So each region's going to have its own little economy going based on all of that fun stuff. And that's where we can go down a huge rabbit hole. Let's see. GP is burned deck. I'm saying the deck staked for energy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure with that. With the DEC that's being staked for the energy aspect. But that was the two big things I saw in here is the rarity of the plot doesn't matter on tier 2 buildings. And then there's a big question mark with maintenance until we start to see that. I hope you're right. It would make sense that they would be territory based. But there was a comment he had made at one of the town halls in general about um, territories and regions and the secret of Pretoria. He said that the secret of Pretoria, there would be things specifically rewarding each region, as well as there would be an overall territory rewards. So, from the sound of it, if there's going to be potentially region rewards inside of a territory reward, then I could see maybe those liquidity pools really getting split up. That would be very strange and weird. So I'm not a liquidity pool person that would know all the effort it would go into to split them up that much. But that's why I wonder if liquidity pools are going to be region based. Wonder if it's territory, how they get around the transportation tax. I don't see us getting around the transportation tax. I think we're going to. Well, let me rephrase that. I think no matter what, there will be a transportation tax across the board, no matter what region to region you're moving it for. I personally believe, this is me, I'm calling it, let's see, December 12th, I'm calling it, part of the secret of Pretoria will be no transportation tax for any region to region transfer within the same territory. I believe that will be part of the secret of Pretoria. What do you guys think? I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to claim these beautiful 9 chests. See if I can type in a password first. Garbage, 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 and garbage. I didn't do too bad. I thought by calling it all garbage, I might have a little bit better luck. The biggest problem I have is I only got like a stack of 2, a stack of 2, a stack of 2. I'll take it. I think battle wagons are going to be used in a different fashion. From what I gather, battle wagons obviously are going to be used for the airdrops, but I suspect we're going to see possibly some form of boss fight pop up, and you'll need battle wagons to transport your troops to and from doing battles in like a boss fight type area on the map. I don't necessarily see battle wagons being used just for transportation of goods. I don't really see that there would be a need for that. But I'm willing to be 100% wrong. Let's come over here and combine some of these cards. Okay, so new again, you're raising the research game. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing the best I can on my research game, but it's puny compared to what people are showing as the rich list. It's like, ha, I'm a joke. I saw some screenshots. I was at work all day, so I didn't really see or really dig into them. I just know, since the start of land, I'm only up to like 3,000 research points. So I only get like 150, maybe 200 a day. And so, yeah, it is. I know I am not at the top of that leaderboard. Oh, I have a chance on this one. How many cards do I need? I needed 3 and I got 2. So I still don't have this guy maxed out. So close. So close. I'm disappointed. It's nice to pick up another 2 epics though. I'll take it. I know there was some other card. Not that guy. Oh, I got some more of this guy. I do know I have some gold, though. I got a couple of golds here, some swamp spitters. Oh, he'll go up a level. We'll take it. I wish I could. I wish I could. This is exactly where my unlocking proposal comes in, Skyer, that I'm trying to get started. It would let us unlock for vouchers, and there would be a lot of people saying, hey, they'll do side trading. I need 15 BCX of this card. Somebody make me a 15 BCX copy and list it for sale, please. Or a 17, or I can see a lot of that kind of trading going on with my concept of unlocking cards. Oh, wait, I saw some more here. Not enough to level, but we'll take it. Yeah, and we also don't know what those goalposts are. And then if you look at that chart for research, we have this problem. You shove your research into the ancient ruins. I think we're going to have to pick and choose. Do you want your research to go to Secret of Pretoria? Or do you want your research to go to Gemstones? Or do you want your research to go to Totem Fragments? I think we're going to have to pick and choose. I don't think our research is going to get us all 3. But can get it now before keeps and castles become roadblock for many. Why would a keep or castle become a roadblock for research? I see keeps and castles always producing more, but I don't see them as a roadblock. So, curious why you're saying they're a roadblock. Yep, Skyer. Same here. It's like, well, you saw with that one card, I'm sitting on, what was that, 100 some on extras, and I'm only a diamond player, whereas I know people in champion probably have 2 copies that are maxed out by now on some of this stuff. But I'm still trying to work on getting all my commons maxed out, and when I get 1 or 2 a day, even in diamond, it just takes some time. Not even a totem fragment until now. So did you finally get a totem fragment? And what level? Did you get a common? Keeps and castles produce the resource to do research. Trifle. Let's see. Let's go look at this chart. I know the trifoil. Is that going to be the only way? I didn't catch that. Interesting. I did not catch that. That I knew SPS was going to be kind of going away, but I didn't realize. I guess what I thought is we need more information on this. What I thought was this. I could build a runology tower and produce the normal research. But the castle and keep could send trifoil runes into the tower and produce far more research than I could. I'm willing to be wrong on that. Interesting. Let's come over here. And Runology Tower lets us do the research, but what buildings let us make a Runology Tower? But you are right, it says trifoil runes. Interesting. I will go out and say I don't like that. No, I don't know. The main reason I would say I don't like that is because of this. That effectively means only castle and keep owners. We've got to be missing something. Because that would effectively mean only castle and keep owners can work on the Secret of Pretoria. Nobody else can. There's got to be more going on here. Why, thank you, Bernard. Why, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Let me kind of give you guys a little update on that. Because I haven't streamed in a few days. Okay, so you go over to this wonderful Barons Toolbox, you type in the land manager, and you hit look up. Some of you might have noticed I didn't really say anything about it because I wasn't feeling good enough to stream. But I have put the total production points over here on the right. So that's all of your cards added together. You get a total production point over here on the right. And that includes all of its boosts. So the best one I have is this guy right here, my epic, with my Rooney and all this kind of stuff. And I've got my best plot is a 70,000 production points. So I did add that in, and I am working on the buildings. I'm going to show the production per hour. I've got all the math in place to show it for grain and for grain and research. All the math comes out just fine. But if I do the same math for a shard mine, it comes up different than what the game has. So I've been trying to find out how are they calculating the hourly rate for shard mines so I can show it on all buildings all at once. I think the Ancient Ruins territory is a territory-wide building. Everyone shares resources to it to get the secret. Well, hopefully, but if nobody else can do research, that, you know, obviously we can do elemental stones, lumbers, and metals over to here. But we could never then pull off and produce gemstones ourselves. Oh, I see what you're saying. Never mind. I get it. I think I'm clicking now. So this is a building in a sense, or a project. We put in what we can. So metal bars, lumber, elemental stones, we shove them in here. Castle and Keep, they shove their research in here. And then, I don't know, every 24 hours we get to say collect, and we might get gemstones and totem fragments. Okay, that's making a little bit more sense to me. I like your IGN there, Alex. And that's what I also like to do, is I like to stalk other people. Not bad. Not bad at all. You're killing it over here. Absolutely killing it. Because you got that running on a common plot and you're hitting higher than I am. So jealous. Yeah, I have a card on cooldown right now that I am waiting for it to finish its cooldown because I want to combine it with another card before putting it back on the land. Yab said that the keeps and castles were going to be critical to get some of the resources. I agree. I don't mind them being critical, but there's so few castle and keep owners. If it's a resource that prevents the rest of us players from being able to achieve anything, such as, let's say they want to be snobs and they keep all the research away from the market. They don't sell it, they don't trade it, it's all theirs. If that prevents you and me from ever getting gemstones or totem fragments, that'd be a huge disappointment in my mind. Because effectively, that little tree all of a sudden just completely prevents anybody without a castle and keep from ever being able to get into this area, and then they could capture the whole gemstone and totem fragment market, depending on how all that works. Oh, that's true. I did hear him say something about max level workers. Was that on castles and keeps? Yep, it's a rough draft, subject to change. That's why I'm not too worked up about it. And I know it's going to be 6 to 9 months before we see it. So I'm in no rush. I got plenty of stuff I need to work on upgrading. And all of us do, I'm sure. Research is soulbound and automatically goes to the region or territory. That is why looking at the levers. I will have to find some time to go look. So yeah, back over here to I've added the total production points. I'm partway through adding in the totals here. I believe I told all of you that I show the bonuses the cards get based on what land type they're on. So all that's in place. Once I get the production per hour showing up, I'm going to introduce not filters like these that filter things out. I'm going to introduce some sort of sort orders where you can sort it by production per hour, or you can sort by total production points. So that's what I'm looking at trying to achieve next. I'm struggling with how to add in more filters. I like my visual display. I like it big, bold, easy to see, use. So if I introduce some sort of sort order, I'm struggling to figure out visually where to put those sort orders. Oh, did you guys see this button up here? I forgot to mention this. Small cards, that's this. If you have old man eyes, you can go to large cards. Did you guys see that? And basically, I designed it so that I could see 3 lands horizontally on a screen. And so I realize I'm making stuff pretty small, but that's why I have mouse over effects on almost anything and everything here. So you can tell what it is without having to zoom in. However, if you don't like it that small, I let you make things bigger. However, you know, it's much bigger. So it's a battle of screen space. So hopefully some of you have seen that. I put that in place just to make that a little bit easier. I know I got to do a filter, an active filter change. I never finished changing it. So let me go to my plot. Yeah. And Death Magic. So when I've selected Death Magic, the active effect is currently broken on most of these filters, so it doesn't look like it's active. You can't really tell that you can unselect it. So I gotta work on that. That's just a quality of life thing. Now these are obvious because you can see a ring around these things. But putting a ring around building in a box or unstable totems, none of that really makes sense. And see, like right now, I don't know what I have selected. So I'll be fixing that so these that have pictures are easier to notice when they are selected. Where's the land marketplace? Do you see the orange button? Right there. So this is the land marketplace. And the one thing I want to point out here on the land marketplace of mine is I list all the plots across all regions, all on one screen. And I list them by price, the cheapest price first to the highest price. So here you can see they're showing currently is 400 out of 1,528 plots. So once you start picking filters, it becomes a lot more meaningful. So let's say you're looking for a swamp. Instantly, you can see the lowest swamp price on the market is $39.99. Let's say you're looking for a lake. The lowest one on the market is $39. What about a desert? The lowest one is $40. Okay, so instead, let's say you're just looking for, let me unselect desert. Uh-oh. It's going to take it a second here. When you unselect all the filters, it's got to re-go through all the cards again. So it takes a little bit longer. Let's say you're looking for Earth Magic. Cheapest one, $134 for a common. What about rare? $199. I know a lot of people tend to look in their specific region. I do not have that on my market at this time. I look at things as I want to know the floor price, the cheapest one out there. And then I can look at what regions they're in. You know, up to you guys how you like it, but that's how mine is working. The cheapest epic, $9.50. What about Death Magic? Ooh, that's a lot cheaper. And it has a research hut already built on it with a building in a box. That's a steal, guys. Go get it. compared to Earth, you're talking $9.50. This one has a building already on it with $5.99. Oh, there's castles and keeps. So this is keeps. Cheapest one, 3,000. And this here is castle. And so here you can see I've got the little buildings showing up. So keeps and castle. Whoop. There are no castles. This is true. There are no castles on the market. Yeah, the keep got sold, and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch more listed for that price. So there's other people that were out there contemplating of selling their keeps, and when that one sold at 3,000, all of a sudden it looks like some new people decided to list theirs at that price because they know one of them sold at that price. I personally wish I could afford one of them. How about, here's an idea. Everybody chip in, go buy me a keep, and send it to me. I like that idea. Let's see. So yeah, that's my Barons market. That's how it really works. It's designed to see the cheapest ones first based on whatever filter selection you use, and then it's not too hard from there to see if there's one in the region you want. So is what it is. And then if we go back over, you can go back to your cards right there. Or if you want your cards in the big view. And that's my best one. And you had to show me up on it. Oh, let's see. How many vouchers am I holding? You know, I don't know my overall balance. Let's look. I have 425 in-game and 6,100 on Hive Engine. So I have 6,526. The cheapest keep is once again $2,999. I think people were they were waiting. So keep $299 or $29.99. And this one's $3,050, and then this one's $3,200, $3,500. So basically, what happened is people, Lord Wind Grace, Milomex, Uagia, and Brettler Fishy 3, they were all watching the market. They saw one of the keeps, the only one at 3,000, sold, and they decided that was at that price tag they were willing to sell theirs. So instantly, 3 more got listed around that price range. Yeah, I wish I could buy it. Cryptomancer sold some of his keeps a week ago for around 1,000. Oh, I wish. I wish. That would be phenomenal. I used to have some in the liquidity pool, but I don't have any. What is it? Hive? It's Hive to voucher, isn't it? For the liquidity pool? I can't remember. What liquidity pool is it? Or was it DEC to voucher? I dislike tribal decks. It seems like every time I go to the site, it like locks up. I gotta refresh a few times. It's like, okay. So let's see. So voucher. And okay, that doesn't do it for me. Pools. Search a pair. Voucher. So we got voucher to SPS, swap Hive to voucher, and in game, which one do we get bonuses for in game? Because I haven't done that in a while. Voucher to swap.hive. Is that the only voucher one? So yeah, here's my problem. I have no swap.hive. I have no Hive. Okay, who's going to go steal a Tesla? So yeah, my biggest issue is I used to have my vouchers in a liquidity pool. I ran into an issue where for land, I needed to prepare some stuff. So I pulled out of the liquidity pool and I sold my swap Hive so I could get what I needed for land. And so that's left me lopsided and unable to put my vouchers into a liquidity pool. And sadness entails. But yeah, I was in this, but yeah, somebody needs to send me a bunch of swap.hive to go with 6,500 vouchers. Okay, what's this proposal? Adjust brawl rewards. I haven't even read this yet. What are we talking about? To promote advanced higher tiers, prevent stagnation, fix. Remove reward reduction. I don't know. What do you guys feel about this? I have no idea. I'll be honest. Don't really care either way. I mean, my guild, we're in Brawl Tier 3, and this will not affect this won't affect me or my guild at all. Yeah, I don't have a Tesla at this point in time, but I got a solar array that pays all my electric, so there. I unfortunately drive a lot. I drive, let's see, each day to and from work is 85 miles. Both directions combined. That's if I don't stop anywhere or have any other errands I need to do. And I was doing really horrible here in my guild brawls. Oh, the wizard man, he usually destroys me. I know the other ones I've lost, so let's go ahead and see how badly he kills me here. Oh yeah, he's got a gold foil Uriel at level 3. Yeah, see, I'm toast. I don't have the gold foil cards to be really playing all gold foil. My guild wants me to take that slot, so I do. But yeah, I'm not really capable of playing at this level. As you can see here, my guys will all die long before Uriel. Oh wow, I at least killed Uriel. Hoorah! if they take away SPS from land soon, I missed part of that conversation, but that's okay. You can manage the Uber company. Are rentals finally going up? I'm not expecting rentals to really start to go up until for a while yet, to be honest. We need to get a little bit better player base coming in. So, yeah, we're getting stomped on. All right. I think that covers everything I was going to cover. I do want to just jump back over to Discord here to throw something out there for everybody that I'm trying to get people's eyes on. Let me look it up here. This one? Or is it here? 1 second. Ah, it's here. Okay. So, this is the proposal I put together for unlocking, temporarily allowing the unlock of Soulbound cards to move them around. You will never be able to 100% unlock a Soulbound card forever. This is the proposal right here. A few different ways where you can go and look this up. Let me jump over here. What I'm looking for is I'm going to paste in the link to this message here. And all I'm asking is you go read through it. If you have good comments, bad comments, leave them. If you like it, hit the green check. If you don't, hit the red X. If you don't care for it in some way, I'm just looking for feedback. So I appreciate you guys sending me any feedback, good or bad. Just try to articulate what part you don't like and why as best as you can. So that gives you different options here to read through it. But I'm just asking, hey, go over there. This isn't a proposal yet. It's not even a pre-proposal yet. I'm just trying to see if there's enough support for it to go to the pre-proposal phase. So I appreciate you guys taking a moment, jump over there, take a look at it, and cast your vote. There is some discussion going on in the DAO discussion thread that I got to catch up on. There's a couple of LSDOs didn't care for it in some ways, and I did respond to him, and he responded to me, but I haven't read his responses yet. So I plan to do that, and if you guys want to leave feedback in there too, feel free. But that is all I have for this evening. Do you guys have any questions for me before we sign off for the evening? If you don't, I am going to go relax. Okay. I'm calling it. You guys have a wonderful evening. I appreciate all of you being here with me this evening. Thank you for the conversation. Alex Bernard, New Again, Skyer. Let's see, we had Virus in the House. He might still be there. And we had New Again. I'm looking through my chat here. I know there was quite a few other people early on. I know Ankh12 was here. Ime Wanti was here. Yeah. Oh, People's Guild was here too, of course. So, anyway, Appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I'm going to call it for the night. If you guys have anything that you would like to see me discuss, go over, or give my thoughts on, give me a shout out. Send me a DM, whatever it takes. I'm more than happy to cover and go over my perspective on everything. And if you haven't already, go over to the Infidels channel and you can see his conversation with me and a little bit about the proposal talk towards the end of that stream. But until next time, guys, you guys have a good one. And I hope to have another update here for the land manager very soon. I'm hoping tomorrow. So thanks, everybody, and I'm out of here.